Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Bob. We're not playing a game tonight. Joey and I are going to talk about the season finale of Ahsoka, a
Wait,
Star Wars story.
of which neither of us has seen.
Yes, Ahsoka, a Star Wars story, a tale that really tugged at the heartstrings, I think,
Well, you haven't seen any
of
episodes.
Star Wars fans.
Wait,
Did you know Hayden Christensen was back to
I did.
reprise his role as
I
Anakin
did.
Skywalker?
I did see that. I saw those. I saw the clips online of that. It's weird.
Who
It's
is
awkward.
not the rank of master.
He's, he's not the rank of master.
He is not.
The Jedi Council just doesn't trust
They don't, and I don't blame him.
him. Post hoc. The council actually makes a lot of sense.
You think he should? He should have been Jedi Master?
I think
What
he
makes
should
it
have
true?
probably been
Look at that.
Jedi Master. What are you throwing on some ads?
Yeah, throwing on some ads here real quick. Sorry, everybody. You think I'd be good at this by now, but
No, it's because you don't have ad blocker.
hello, Heritage 367, welcome. YouTube chat's probably just getting in here. We started a little early. It's only 8:57. I promised 9 o'clock. That's all right. We're getting everybody in here. And before we get in here and talk about the real thing we're here to talk about, we're going to talk about Star Wars Ahsoka.
No.
So, what are your thoughts, Joey, on Star Wars Ahsoka?
My thoughts are, people who freak out on the internet and like cry in front of their camera, record themselves crying in front of their camera after seeing a trailer, and then post that online. Need to get a life. Like I think those people need to go outside. They need to make some friends.
So we're going to do that today. We're going to watch the last scene from Ahsoka and catch our reaction to it. What do you think? Is that fair?
Are we just gonna watch the ending of this? Just gonna read the last page of the book.
Yes. Read the last page of the book. No, of course not. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
But what we are going to do, Joe, is we're going to chat with some people tonight. So I know that in general, we usually come on here, we're playing D&D, but this is a special weekend for us. This is our grand tournament or GT weekend for our gaming club, Battle for Salvation. I've got the shirt on still. In fact, Joey showered after we got
once.
home. So, yeah, for once. Joey showered when he got home. He's staying over at my house because we're going to and from the tournament venue at the Palisades Mall, which is where our game, the location is, the Battle for Salvation GT. And he's going to play in it. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna play one of Bobby's armies because I am too broke to afford my own.
yeah, and that's okay because the game is so different from when you last played that you don't have an army that you could possibly play.
I haven't played the game in 5 years.
Yeah, you haven't
Aside
played in.
from like one practice game you and I played like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we gave Joey one practice game, but then the rest of it's on you. You're actually gonna get 6 practice games this weekend. That's what you could consider it.
6 practice games of just getting my ass handed to me. Maybe, I don't know. I you know what? No, screw that. I'm gonna win. All right, yeah, I'm winning the tournament. I'm calling my shot right now.
All right.
I'm coming home with that sword.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he can win. But Joey showered because we got home. He showered. I took care of the kids and put them to sleep. And now we're down here. I figured do a quick live stream while we're both together. It's pretty cool. We don't normally get to be in the same room. Usually you're well, you're not that far away, but you're in Brooklyn.
I'm in Brooklyn. But well, what's funny is that when you started doing streaming in general, it was during COVID.
Yes.
So it was in a time and place in which like we really couldn't see each other.
True.
So like now it's like, okay, well, things
That's
died
true.
down. It's
That's true. And on top of it all, with the COVID and everything, we weren't seeing anybody in person. So D&D or not, it was a while since I seen you, right?
yeah. I mean, I saw you. Aside from however many weeks ago. Yeah, like honestly, it's been a really long time.
Yeah. But, well, I shouldn't. Well, it was a long time. We've seen each other since. We've been. You've came over to my house. We had the barbecue this year.
The barbecue.
The barbecue. And Joey, you must actually. I must smell compared to you, right? I must smell. I sweated all day. We lifted all those boards and terrain
Well, I lifted
boxes.
those boards. You chilled and sat down.
No, I did a lot. I went down 3 times to the basement.
I went down like 8. I
No.
went down so many times. I let in John De La Rosa. I helped that dude with the merchandise twice.
Oh, Greg. Yeah,
I
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I brought up our stuff all the way.
Let me
Like,
see if I can go to our Facebook. Maybe we could put a little pic. We have pics up on the Battle for Salvation Facebook page.
let's
We
see
can
if
show
that's
people
it.
what it's like when you come to one of our events. But yeah, Joey is ready for this game. I think he's ready for this tournament. How do you? What army are you playing, Joey? What do you got?
I'm playing your Death Guard. Your Death Guard.
It's a nice painted army, I think.
It's okay. No, it's beautiful. And yeah, I'm excited to throw some dice to try and score some W's. I think if I manage to
Let's get.
someone's got lighting set up.
Oh yeah. Well, hold on. Let me switch over our scene here.
Yeah.
Let's get. I think I get another window. That's what I want to get.
This
You keep
is
talking about your army. I'll get the.
Yeah, no. I haven't played Warhammer in like 5 years, so it's been a long time. Hopefully, I don't suck. I remember last time I played in our tournament, I went 3-0 on day one, and on day two, I think like 3-3. Like, did I lose every game, or I think did I win even like one game on day two, or
It's a great question. I actually have no idea. The last time you played, I think you went 3-0 in the first day, but then I think you lost the next two, and I think you dropped.
let me play. Yes, yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm
I
gonna
don't normally
switch.
drop though, for the record.
No, no, fair enough. So I'm gonna switch over. This is actually the best way to do this is just to kind of show you the. Let me just move a couple of
Layout.
screens here. Yeah, let me move a couple screens here. Let's see if I can make this better. Okay, so yeah, so basically we got here is this is our setup from the team tournament, which was in April. I didn't upload pics today, but we'll upload a ton on Battle for Salvation's Facebook page tomorrow. But so you can see we've got the setup here. This is actually the stream table. Last year in the spring we had Joe from War Games Live, but someone who actually has worked with him. He's actually Trevi is a friend of Joe's, and he streamed with Joe at our first GT last year. So he's coming back to the GT this year. Trevi from Tactical Tortoise. You should check out his channel. It's actually a pretty solid 40K channel. And so that's a blurry picture, but that's one of our banners.
Why would you show that?
Why
Why are you embarrassing me on stream?
I'm just going through all the pics here. So this is like what a setup would look like. I don't know exactly what Trevi's is going to look something similar probably. But then we go to the boards. So this is the main room that we're in. You can see we've got all the table setups.
It's straight up liminal space. Like it looks like the nerdiest horror video game you could possibly have like wound up in.
That's what you were telling me before. I learned what liminal
Oh, yeah.
liminal spaces are.
Liminal space. It's because you're a boomer.
Yes. No, I'm just an old millennial. That's it.
You're a millennial Xer.
Yeah. So
Like-
we got look at this. Look at all this stuff. This was from the team event, so we had a little different setup, but you can see we
What
had
is going on here?
well, this was the team event, right? So it was 5 players against 5 players. Each one's an individual game. So we had the stream table and the other 4 pairings, right? So that was the team event. But it's going to be more. It's just singles. Everybody's playing their own game, no teams tomorrow. But that's what it looks like when we do the team event. And so it was great. It was a lot of fun, and we're gonna be doing this. There's Trevor. There we go.
Hey, Trevor. Hi, Trevor.
There's Jared.
Jared.
Yeah, we got all the peoples here. All there's Pat.
Pat. And
I think it might be Dan Woods. Yeah, actually I can't tell. Maybe it is. Yeah. James
Okay.
Maley.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll skip over that one.
What?
That's actually not a Warhammer picture. That's just
That's just
James having fun.
that's just a fetish.
Yes, James. But yeah, it was a great event. The team event is awesome. That's in April. That's the spring. But the setup's the same. Same location. Same. We're gonna be streaming. It's gonna be awesome. So that's what BFS does every 6 months now. We do one in the spring, one in the fall. The fall's the singles, the GT. That's tomorrow, and then next year in the spring, we have a big announcement we're gonna make tomorrow. I'm not gonna say it on our stream because I'm not at the liberty to say it.
Ooh,
But tomorrow at BFS, we'll be making a big announcement. So
somebody's pregnant. No.
that would be Actually, Carol had her baby. She was our head judge. She had her baby. So
Oh, congrats, Carol.
yeah. So no, nothing special there. But yeah. So tomorrow's a big day for Joey. No doubt.
I'm pregnant.
Let's see here. Embarrassed to ask, but are you father and son? No heritage. No heritage. No,
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 we're
no.
cousins. We're only 4 years apart.
Yeah, yeah. I'd have to have been very young to have Joey. So no.
Or cloned. Maybe I'm cloned. Like I don't know.
I mean, that's up to that would not be up to me. But
It wouldn't be up to either of us.
probably
I don't
not.
know. Unless you were really smart as a kid.
not at 4.
Not a 4.
If I was like 7 or 8, maybe, but not at 4. We are cousins. My mom is his dad's sister.
Yeah.
My mom, your dad's siblings.
And my dad is her
Siblings with my mom. Yeah,
brother.
I'm not sure.
I don't. I don't know why that took so long. I feel like I've lost like 20% of my brain cells.
Yeah. So if you have any questions for Joey, let him know. Joey's been on a bunch of things here on the channel. What have you played in, Joey?
I played as Rogal, legendary Rogal.
Here, speak it to the mic.
Played as the legendary Rogal on Icewind Dale. I've played as Winona Strider. Also in Icewind Dale side quest.
That was one of my favorites. The Tremors on Ice.
Yes, Tremors on Ice was great. Currently, I'm playing Lagor. Lagor? I have no idea how to pronounce that name.
I think it's what Lagor. Yeah,
Lagor.
Lagor.
Like Jor-El.
Lagor. And who's Lagor?
Lagor is he's a character in the Warhammer universe. We're in our Wrath and Glory game. He's a human who is managed to get to some degree of like middle age in one of the most deadly universes of all time, and he has some skills, some stealth skills primarily, but he's got some marksmanship. He's just trying to make his way in the world today, and it takes everything you've got.
Well, Joey wanted to, the level of play that we're at is, or the tier in this game is basically, 1 through 4. 1 is like guardsmen, things like that. It's like not really that great. Then 2 would be like Sisters of Battle. You're starting to get up in rank there. The second and third one is like Space Marines. You can play a tactical Marine. And then the fourth one is like a Primaris Marine or an Inquisitor or something like that. And Joey decided to go with the iconic 40k archetype, which is
the Desperado.
The Desperado. So
iconic, as in we've never heard of it before in our lives.
And it's basically just some random guy, like a homeless guy.
Some random, random dude.
Yeah, that's a Desperado. So, if you haven't been checking out Wrath and Glory, it's actually been a fantastic adventure.
It's been fun. We also did Star Trek. We also did
Star Trek, yeah. Well, the one thing different about Wrath and Glory was this is actually my own creation of a story.
Yeah, it's rare that we play custom campaigns, but I feel like when it comes to Warhammer, we're experienced enough to be able to like make our own campaigns and like figure out like what should be like relatively challenging for a party.
The hardest part is not knowing exactly how the challenge rating works. Like in this game, they have you didn't know this either, but the challenge rating is like at the top. It says like if they're a V is like a villain, and that would be like the highest level. If it's a E, it's an elite, where it's like a couple of them would be a real challenge for you. Then there's like a trooper and something else, the grunt or something like that, and it's like V, T, G, something, E. Those are the options. So whatever rating it gets, V, G, T, E, instead of like being like 1 through 10 or something, or like a CR like D&D, it's like that. So like the commandos I threw at you were the grunts or whatever, or troopers. The elites were like the doctor, and the knob,
and we like completely annihilated.
And the mech. The mech was hard to kill though.
Not really.
The armor was tough.
Dasha just like ran up to it.
Well,
just like annihilated it.
She rolled pretty well. But yeah, so that's Wrath and Glory, and Joey's right. You were in Star Trek. You did.
Which, by the way, is the superior franchise.
I think they both had their like absolute missteps as of late. But yeah, Star
in reference to
Wars.
Star Wars, yeah,
Yeah.
like not Warhammer. Like I don't think Warhammer's
No.
even in the same league as Star Trek.
Warhammer has missteps when it comes to interacting with their customers.
Yeah, Warhammer has missteps when it comes to consumer abuse.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it seems like they all have that in common.
oh, I don't know. Star Trek, sort of. I mean, Star Trek was saved by its consumer base because originally it got canceled like multiple times, and people would write into the studio being like, "Hey, like, please bring this back. The show is great." And the studio like brought it back multiple times, and that's how we still have Star Trek to this day because it was actually canceled like twice at this before it became like really popular.
Yeah, no, I think Star Trek was revived twice.
Yeah,
Star Wars was revived also twice.
but
And I think both the times that Star Wars came back, it was just worse and worse and worse.
well, Star Wars was specifically like created a merchandising like empire that like no other toy company like has ever rivaled.
Yeah, you're right.
Or,
Yeah, it was all about the
It's
merchandising.
all about
Yeah.
the merchandising.
Star Trek, on the other hand,
It's about the values,
Sure.
philosophy.
just like Star Trek Picard.
Okay, season 3 is actually pretty good.
Okay,
Season 3 is pretty good.
it wasn't elder abuse.
It wasn't elder. Seasons 1 and 2 of Picard are
Elder abuse.
are pretty much elder abuse. And by the elder I mean me. Like I feel older after having watched that.
Yeah.
Although to be fair though, the Star Trek Wrath of Khan is about like aging. It's about getting older. So like this concept of like what do I do?
Elder
with my
abuse.
life? Elder abuse
Is not new to Star
It's
Trek.
not new to Star Trek.
Captain's Holiday. That's all you have to say. Yeah, so we're going to be going to play tomorrow, and Joe, you played a lot on the channel. Let's talk about maybe some things coming up going forward here on the channel. So
Yeah.
you're on Icewind Dale. You also forget we're on Rank Amateurs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I always love to bring up Rank Amateurs. That was so much fun. We all played all Goblinoids. It was great. But you've been on a lot of stuff here on the channel. And coming up, I think we had talked in December, we're going to be doing a run of Morkborg.
Morkborg.
Do you want to grab the book
Morkborg.
from behind me?
Yeah.
Without destroying the things behind it?
Nope. This is Morkborg. Morkborg is amazing. We don't actually have we. I've never played it before, but I like.
It's amazing. We've
it's
never
just
played.
amazing.
We've never played. Right here. Look at that.
Morkborg.
So Morkborg is a game that I have to hide from my children because it's so disturbing.
It's very scary. It's very scary stuff.
So Morkborg, I guess this came out a couple of years ago. It's not like brand new, but it's also like new compared to like D&D, you know? Like look at the artwork in here. It's amazing. This whole thing is a masterpiece. It's like it belongs in a museum. It's like
It's really good. It's essentially like a grim dark D&D. Like what Warhammer is to sci-fi, Morkborg is to D&D.
yeah, it's just like to the extreme, like to the extreme fantasy.
Yeah, where like the world is ending, like you just have to sort of figure out what you're gonna do. Maybe there's a way to stop it, but most likely not.
So like in D&D you have a weapons chart.
Oh,
you know,
God,
you have like
can't
a
show this. This is too graphic.
no, you can show this.
No, don't show it to them.
You could have like a
Their eyes are too young.
No, we have mature audience here. The D&D weapons chart shows you like a list of all the weapons, like how much it costs, the damage, the type of extra rules they have. So the Morkborg decides to do it similarly, listing out all of the weapons. So this is like the weapons page you can see here. There you go. This is your weapons page. To start the weapons, you get the femur because that's a very easy one to get. There's plenty of like people there, and you can see all the weapons.
Do you think
displayed
he's all
here.
right?
He's gonna live. If it were 5e, he'd be easy. He'd live easy. And then you got more weapons on the next page. You know, you get this type of this is how they lay out the whole book, right? The whole book's kind of laid out in this weird style. Like you can't really follow it at first glance, but if you read it, you could. Like
There's like a story in it, and if you're interested in it,
like here's the map of the world. Like that's the map of the world. Like if that's not obvious, I don't know what is.
is that, what do you mean obvious? I don't even.
It's very hard to tell what it is. Yes.
Um, no, but there's this famous like H.P. Lovecraft um, audiobook uh, narrator who does like a lot of voice acting work. Yes, you'll specifically find him in like Darkest Dungeon, which is a really great video game you should check out. But basically, you can find like this video on YouTube, where basically he just reads the book, at least like the lore parts of the book, just in order, and he does like a fantastic job. Highly recommend checking it out.
And it's reading what book?
This
The
book.
Morkborg book?
The Morgborg.
The series of books, like because there's more than one.
No, just this one.
Oh, okay, because there are more than there's like other supplements
There's
that have been
more
coming out.
Morgborg.
Yeah. But I don't have any of the others, just a basic book. But we'll be playing Morkborg at some point, maybe like in the new year, like in January. I actually announced on the channel that we had a couple of different updates, like games. Wrath and Glory was one of them that we're playing. That I've got Curse of Strahd starting this Halloween. Tomb of Horrors will eventually be ending, and then we'll do some more games after that. Dungeon Crawl Classics and Morkborg. So that was the slate for the fall into winter, and who knows what 2024 is going to bring.
Who knows? Who really knows?
Just me, I guess. I probably haven't told you any past that.
Like I don't know. It's an election year.
Maybe just skip 2024.
Now I'm just gonna go to sleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to sleep for the whole year.
Well, Joey does need to get to sleep because you have a long day ahead of you.
Long day.
Long weekend ahead of you.
Just playing Warhammer. I'm throwing dice.
I don't feel like I've never been more exhausted than after like a long Warhammer weekend.
It's actually shocking how exhausting a Warhammer weekend is.
Honestly, just like try standing for like 9 hours in the same spot. Like that's hard to do.
It's actually difficult. Like I remember being like 13 and having like older people yell at me for sitting down after playing like 6 hours of Warhammer at like a comic book store.
And we probably sat down sometimes during that.
I there were no chairs when we like
at the
first
old
started playing.
shop?
The old
Yeah.
shop, there were no chairs, and I would just sit on like
Our
the
case.
floor or like the case.
Our fishing tackle cases.
If our fishing tackle case was like when we got them, yeah, it was like, oh, this doubles as a chair. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, Warhammer is it's a long game. 3 hours per round. Just 3 rounds tomorrow, 3 rounds Sunday, 6 rounds in total. At the end of it all, we'll have a winner crowned. They'll get the Slayer sword. It's a whole big ordeal. It's a tradition. It's our 13th Battle for Salvation. So, yeah, I know, really exciting. Check out Battle for Salvation on Facebook, and you can also check our website, which has all the links, battleforsalvation.com. We'll be doing a lot of posts there. I'm going to try and do some Tabletop Bob posts as well, just to update, because I know we have some Warhammer players, people who like seeing the whole setup. We'll definitely get some pictures, maybe do some lives. Also, some other players on the channel will be there. Chris, who plays in Wrath and Glory with Joey and has been on Keep on the Borderlands doing Tomb of Horrors right now. He'll be there. I'm going to be delivering his mug that CJ made for him. So, or his glass, actually, that CJ made for him.
Wait, is that the thing that's like rotating? In
Oh, no. That's
like, what is that? What's
my
going on?
wife. My wife makes. She has an Etsy store. She makes things. That's where the merch store is. You can check down below the links. You can get some cool stuff, mugs and things like that. My wife makes them all, and she's got a whole setup in the basement here with like a rotating epoxy kit. So it's like to seal the mug. So like if she puts a design on it, she can seal
Why
it.
does it need to rotate?
because it needs to dry. The epoxy it's set onto it.
Oh, so it, like drips or
It would if you just let it sit there. Yeah, yeah. So it's on a
I see.
little rotator thing that just keeps it going. So it
I'm catching on
dries
to your
evenly. Yeah.
schemes.
Well, this is her thing. I have no idea how it works, but she goes in there and mixes chemicals like Breaking Bad and wears like a gas mask and yeah. So yeah.
She's just cooking meth.
But yeah, so if you want to check out the merch store, you can down below. But it's just my wife's Etsy shop. She does a lot of stuff. I mean,
She
if
needs
you're
some
in,
meth.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, she's also good at math, surprisingly, which is very
I mean,
close
she's
to
a
math.
teacher. She should be.
Yeah, and a math teacher. So
Wait, okay.
yeah, like I don't do math. That's everybody knows I don't do math. Every time I have to calculate hit points on this channel,
You
I cannot do it.
really don't do meth.
But yeah, she's doing that. You can check below, and I'll be doing Facebook lives. I'll be taking pictures, putting them on Instagram. Maybe get a live with Joey and Chris. We'll have a little conversation at the GT. So we'll do that on Tabletop Bob as opposed to the Battle for Salvation stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
Look at this. We got Joseph in the chat here. Joseph is
Joseph.
yeah, you remember?
Have to, you have to leave.
Well, you know Joseph. You
No.
played in the Patreon game with him. Remember?
There can only be one Joseph on this channel. Okay.
But yeah, Joseph is a Patreon member. Also, links down below the Patreon. I know I don't promote it enough, but if you want to, there's a couple of tiers actually. One where we get to chat monthly. That's a fun one. I've got I think at least one more spot open there. And then there's all the other ones. And I'm actually going to be doing a little revamp of Patreon coming up in the new year.
Okay.
So more options, things. I've had people ask me and talk about different ideas. So I'm going to revamp Patreon a little bit in the new year. But that's always a good way to support the channel because it comes direct and it's a monthly thing. It's recurring, so it's nice. Every time I want to buy Morkborg so we can play it, I can get the resources. And
Joseph is correct, by the way. I am Joey, not Joseph.
that's true.
I might be legally a Joseph, but morally, I'm a Joey.
You are a Joey, yeah. You are. And Joseph, I think, is a Joseph morally as well.
Morally, spiritually.
Yeah, it's funny
Sexually, no.
I've gotten to know a lot of the Patreon people really well. It's actually great. Like I feel like I know Joseph fairly well, and I think he's 100% a Joseph compared to you.
I'm a Joey. I will text people and they'll be like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "God damn it."
Well, you're not like Joey from Friends, though.
I think I'm a little just like Joey.
More like Joey from Friends than a Joseph, but
Yes.
yeah. And Joseph, you don't go by Joey, right? Because that would throw me for a loop.
Then I would have to kill you.
No, he says I'm Joseph. There we go. Good. Yeah. So Morkborg to come in the new year. Updates to Patreon. I don't want to say anything else about other future projects, but Curse of Strahd, we've got a start date for that. It's going to be October 24th. I'm just looking at the calendar. That is Tuesday, October 24th. We're going to do
And the day after. Oh, never mind.
day after.
I actually don't want to release personal information.
Okay. Well, now the cat's out of the bag. But yeah, the 24th of October is going to be Tuesday, and that's going to be the start of Curse of Strahd. We're going to be doing session 0. Tim, Michelle, Stefano, and Andrew, not Joey, will be playing through this awesome adventure. It's epic. You won't be.
I mean, what? I want to fight Strahd.
I don't know, we'll see.
What if I was a character that was completely useless?
So, like most of your characters?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Rogal's not useless.
You know this. I have a long list of guest NPCs.
I can do an NPC. I'd be down to do an NPC.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe we'll get you in as an NPC. So, Joseph, the cast is Tim from Keeping the Borderlands, Michelle from various things, but mostly Supernatural, and Andrew from a variety of things, most recently Wrath and Glory, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. And then Stefano, of course, from Icewind Dale fame and Spelljammer and stuff. Same with Andrew, actually. But yeah, so that's the cast, and then maybe some guest NPCs. Maybe Joey will make an appearance. Who knows who else will be there? But I'm glad to hear you're loving Wrath and Glory. Joseph loves Wrath and Glory.
Wrath and Glory is great.
Yeah. And one day we'll learn the rules.
One day.
One day.
One day.
I think last time was much better, though.
We made up a rule. Like,
What rule?
at some point, we made up this idea that there was something called a glancing hit
Yeah, what was
out of
that
whole
from?
cloth. I think what happened is that we recognized that like it if you only had like an exalted icon and a regular icon, um, or like if you had two
Right, if
exalted
you only
icons,
hit exactly what you needed, it didn't do damage, like stress or one damage or something.
specifically with the exalted icon.
No, I'll tell you what the actual reason why I forgot it wrong. So if everybody doesn't know, I usually give my players the rules. Like when we did Curse of Strategies, when we did Call of Cthulhu, when we did End of the World RPG, I sent like a long email. I'm sure you didn't read it, but
I
I
did
sent.
not. I
But
did not
for
read.
Star Trek and for this one, I sent you a long
Well,
email.
okay, the Star Trek one I did read.
Okay, so you know what I mean, though. I sent you a long email ahead of time because I want to give you time to look at the rules and, like get a feel for things. And then we have a rules meeting where we set up the tech too and everything. So there's a lot to it. Most of you don't see this. Maybe you're like, I don't care about this stuff. But behind the scenes stuff, we do stuff like well in advance, or at least I like to do things well in advance. That way, at least I feel like I've given you opportunities to look things over. You're not stressed. But some people operate better just going off the fly. But I give you all this stuff ahead of time. And one of the things I sent to them was I found a cheat sheet on, I think the website is called Doctors of Doom. It's a website dedicated to like Wrath and Glory. I think the person who made that actually even made like a character generator thing. But anyway, there was a first edition of this book, and it was created by a different company. And then the Cubicle 7 people took over the rights when I don't know what happened, Games Workshop or somebody gave them the rights to them instead to make a revised edition. This is the revised edition. This is what you currently would buy and what all the supplements are for. But I think a lot of people learned to play on the old rule book, and that set that I gave you, that sheet, was from the old edition. So there were words in there, like the word soak in terms of soaking damage. It's now called determination.
Soaking means something
Determination.
very,
It means determination. So just letting you know why it might have been something that was a mistake that we picked it up because we saw it somewhere. Maybe glancing was in that document.
maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But all right, it's getting hot in here. So yeah, we're gonna let Joey get to bed. It's just about 9:30 here on the East Coast. Thanks for stopping by, Joe.
Yeah, no. Thanks for having me over, seeing my extended family.
Yeah.
Your wee babies.
Yes, my kids love Joey. Yeah.
I'm just like, those kids are so adorable. So
Yeah.
like I'm really glad I get to visit them. And yeah.
If you have any questions for Joey, leave them down below in the comments section. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Is there going to be an episode where I answer these questions? Like I don't.
Yeah, maybe I'll pose questions to you in the next live stream. If somebody has a good one, if you have a good. By the way, I'll tell you what though, I also have recommendations. I would love recommendations for icebreaker questions. One thing I don't ask for ever is icebreaker questions, but it's hard to think of more as they go week by week by week, right? So send them in. Icebreaker questions. Let us know. Joseph says, "Come visit the Patreon game again."
Oh yeah.
You played a pretty awesome game with those
That was fun.
Patreon folk.
That was fun. I think that was even my idea of a campaign. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
so
fleshed it out.
I'm not going to share any of those details because actually, there's a chance that is greater than zero that I may run that eventually on the channel.
I would be sick. I would love to see. I would love to see that actually happen.
But Joey had a concept, and we developed it a little together, and then I kind of took it away because then I realized he was going to play in it, so he only knew a little bit. But then, yeah, it was awesome. It was a great game. And links below to everything, like I said, merch, Patreon. I'll put a link down in the description, or not description, the comments too, for Battle for Salvation, so you can check out all the actions going on this weekend. You can see Joey, Chris, a bunch of other players. I think maybe somebody else on the channel might be coming to visit. So
surprise
guest, yeah. But until then, we'll see you all on the tabletop.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody.
Peace.